if the value is in this completed workflows, do companies actually understand their workflows well enough to automate them? Just what's your general take on this?
Yeah. I think they are starting to understand more, but definitely not enough. I think the key thing that we need to today to help our customers is to really understand what is a repeatable workflow that is driving value for a business, and it is a good sort of a process to automate for their business. So one of the things is really to understand where the value is, what's repeatable. The other thing that I see a lot of challenges, some of them are thinking that, it's going to be usually full automated. And I think one of the key things that is opportunity is really to understand how to design the human in the loop as part of the solution, because that's the value. That's a lot of the value for the business. They have good employees. They know their business. They know what good looks like. They know how to change and direct the model to do good things. So a lot of what we do is actually work with those customers to understand the use cases, understand what's the value, but also to understand how to create a workflow leveraging their employees. So
Where are you finding that the process lives today? Is it like in somebody's head? Do they typically have them documented? Is it
barely somebody's head. We usually help them to document that. Takes a lot of time. Not even help. It's not even really available for them to understand what's every step worth in terms of hours or money on who is doing that. It usually doesn't live very well in the system. So we're helping them to get that. We're helping them to reimagine the future workflow. And I think you mentioned it before. It requires a total reimagination. With one of our customers, we started with the end. So they worked for hours to deliver a solution that they just took it step by step to make sure that they're not making missteps because it was so expensive. And we actually delivered, our solution delivered actually things from the end. So we delivered the end product very cheap, very easily, and let the users just then, as a human in the loop, just change it a little bit. So the current state and future state of how the workflow is very, very up to the user's imaginations now.
and does that yeah, is that just sort of dependent on the user and their imagination? Do we have to typically educate them a little bit along the way? Like, how is that working? Do they natively sort of get it or
We
no?
we no,
Yeah.
we still need to push because the boundaries of the imagination is still something that is not easy. I think it will come easy as we are going to get used to all of those capabilities over the AI agent, etc. But yeah, today we need to try to understand where the value is and start from there. So I'm really trying at the beginning to really understand where the core is and then build the process to that. So that's the key thing that we're doing. Where is the core and how to get there?
And
What's
that's exactly the lesson learned from the massive migration of software development in the last 5 months, literally from, people artisanally coding every line and every semicolon to the prompts do it now, right?
Yeah.
And the reason it works in software is because there's a way to test the result that's automated, right? So Ada, as you're pointing out, if the customer works to define what is the right result, then and obviously not for every case, but for some generalized case, what are the rules? What are the guardrails? What are the boundaries? Then you're giving the AI a way of testing itself, which means it can do a lot more work on its own. Right. So you still put the human in the loop, but only when the model sort of runs off and says, okay, now I have something I need help with. Otherwise, it can always self-check as it goes along the way and not get completely lost, right? Not build something silly in the name of something that's intended to be really good.